Greetings, everybody. So this is part 3 of my Nighthawk CB700S Nighthawk restoration. She's all gassed up. If you watched the last video, we were able to get it running for the first time in 22, 23 years. I was able to get it to idle. I had to make a few adjustments there, but it runs good. I mean, I haven't ridden it really, so this is going to be the first official ride. So we'll see how she runs. I'm kind of excited. The last bike I had was a VTX 1800 Honda, and that thing was an absolute tank. So this is going to be fun. So we will get her on the road and see how she does. Alright, so first little cruise around the neighborhood here was really nice. I noticed this bike is like super light, and it's because, I mean, compared to the last bike I was on, this thing is very nimble, and I mean, you feel like you can just ride this thing forever. But so we'll go a little further and get her on the we'll open her up a little bit and see what happens. Here we go. Woo! I can't believe it's from '84. I really can't. It's so smooth and comfortable. Sounds great. What a fun bike. I'll tell you what. That was such a nice ride. I I love this bike. It's so comfortable to ride. It's like so smooth. It's like an electric bike. I didn't even sync the carbs yet. I rebuilt the carbs and, you know, just basically left them how they were set. I left the settings. So, but you know, that's one of the things I want to do. The speedometer and tachometer are not working, so I'm gonna have to investigate what's going on there. The tach does work a bit, it just seems like it's not calibrated, and then the speedo isn't working either. I have to figure that out. But you know, if you looked at the other videos and saw all the stuff I did to this bike, it's you know it was a lot of work. You know, new tires, oh god, new bearings, gas tank was just rusted out to hell, battery, you know, but you know, it was but just a bike that was sitting for 23 years, and painted it, you know, all that. So you can watch the other videos and see all the stuff I did to it. But one last thing I want to do, you know, is going to be painting it. Gas tank is, it's not perfect. It's got some wear and tear, like you would think a bike this old would have. So I do have the all the decals I bought. So I'm going to paint it probably in the fall. It's just too damn hot to paint right now. But once I paint it, it's gonna look nice. It's gonna be like a brand new bike. The only thing, you know, the mufflers are a little pitted, and you know, there's nothing really you could do about that. I saw a lot of posts about painting them black or something like that, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to find a perfect set, and you know, it's fine. I don't need the perfect set because they probably want too much money for them anyway. So you can always put aftermarket ones, brand new aftermarket ones on it too. I guess I've seen that, but yeah, maybe I'll do that down the road. But for now, I'm really enjoying this bike. This is probably one of the nicest, easiest to ride bikes I've ever had. I've had a lot of bikes, like I mentioned, the Honda bike I just sold. It was a VTX. That thing was a monster to ride. This thing just is so light, and it feels light, and you know, you feel like you're in more control with this bike. And I could just, I don't know if you could hear me talking on the GoPro, but I feel like I could ride this bike forever. Like I can just ride it all day and not get tired. The seat is nice and cushy. You know, it just wants to go. So I'm gonna try to see if I can get Waze to tell me how fast we're going on the way back, and because I know I was doing probably about 80, at least 80 down that one stretch. So anyway, stay tuned. Brakes work. Wow. So this concludes part three, first ride, and it was a success. Bike ran good. I'll have to see how fast I got it going. I felt like I was doing about 80 down that one stretch, but we'll see. I got to get the speedometer working and the tach and all that. And of course, there's some other stuff I need to do. The shifter, I think, needs to be moved down a bit. It seems like it's just a little, like a notch too high. And I need to figure out, I guess I need to figure out how these cable since cable came off. But I need to figure out the routing for that because they keep on popping out. I think maybe I just need to get the zip tie on there. But there's some other things. I do have the beauty things that go out there still in a box. They're all in good shape. Everything was in good shape on this bike. Really, it just sat. And I even left the. If you saw the other videos, so this bike only had one owner. He bought it brand new from Honda, and he was stationed in the Marines up in Cherry Point, North Carolina. And I just kept that sticker on. I thought it was cool. There was some other Marine stickers on there I took off, but I just kept it just to keep some history on the bike. And so part 4 will probably be me painting it. So that should be fun. And after it's painted, I mean, it's going to be in great shape. I shouldn't say brand new. I mean, it's got 19,000 on it, but it'll look great. I mean, it looks great now, but I've got the know-how, and I've got the paint, and I've got the decals. So, you know, let's keep moving on it. I really like it. So until part 4, which will be this fall, stay tuned.